Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, it should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the fourth hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from the basement bunker beneath KELO Radio. Welcome to the fourth hour of the Greg Belfrage Show. I've got to apologize. It's just, there are some days when I get done with the radio show, and today is one of those days where I'm just like spent. I'm like, I left everything I had on the field today. I don't know how much more there is. I do have a few things for you, but not very much. I think we hit things pretty hard this morning. Tom Homan announced this morning that the immigration enforcement surge in Minnesota that began last year is over. And Homan said, with the success that has been made in arresting public safety threats and other priorities, he said, also with the unprecedented levels of coordination we have obtained from state officials and local law enforcement, I have proposed, and President Trump has concurred, that the surge operation conclude. A significant drawdown has already been underway this week and will continue into next week. We have a lot of work to do across the country to remove public safety risk. So the drawdown has already begun, according to Tom Homan, and the president fully supportive of that. There was one other, and I apologize, I don't have a lot for you today, so I'm gonna keep it fairly short. But there was a piece I ran across at where's this coming from? JoeHoff.com. JoeHoff.com. The Google removing the JoeHoff.com ad service because some of the information that they were publishing. And this is censorship then it's going on at Google. They're participating in this censorship. And Joe Hoff saying Google ads are massive. Around 65% of businesses worldwide rely on Google ads for their pay-per-click campaigns. And he writes, Google is so big, a federal judge in Virginia ruled that that Google had illegally monopolized key sectors of the digital ad market, the company guilty of violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. Google demonetized the Gateway Pundit. I don't know if you're on the Gateway Pundit. I use it a lot. It's one of the websites I'm on a lot, is the Gateway Pundit. They were demonetized back in 2021 for reporting on the COVID-19 vaccines. And they were reporting on what they believe the stolen election. And so it turns out, of course, everything that the Gateway Pundit was publishing was accurate and in time was proven right. Very much like the New York Post was. Remember Hunter Biden, and you had then we had Twitter and all these social media platforms that would not share the New York Post reporting and the New York Post story on the Hunter Biden laptop, and maintained that all of that was false. And of course, we learned as time went on, no, it was all true. It was all true. It was big media that was out there trying to suppress that and not allow that information to be out there. So apparently Google disabled the ad service for JoeHoff.com due to policy violations. So what are the policy violations? One of the posts was a piece by John Kakelman Jr., God's Wisdom in National Governing. And the photo is one nation under God. You see 3 crosses, Christ on the cross, and Christ with grabbing the American flag. Does that look to you like that should not be God's wisdom in national governing? Also, there was a post that was written by the Trump team, republished at joehoff.com. It was labeled as dangerous. What was the story? Americans overwhelmingly support deporting criminal illegals, local cooperation with ICE. So again, this is now these are all things that you heard about on the radio show, because we don't have Google pressuring us as to what we can have on the air and what we can't. But this is what Google is doing when it comes to ads and trying to suppress then differing points of view. And I've talked about this. Americans overwhelmingly support deporting criminal illegal aliens. The support by Americans is there's no debate. There is another post, this one about Iran, that was labeled dangerous. Massive protests. You'll remember recently there were massive protests, and Trump said that a massive armada was heading to Iran, and you had people in Iran who were appealing to Donald Trump and please to do something to save us. That story was not allowed to be shared, demonetized because they shared that story. It was labeled as dangerous. The Minnesota riots were reported on and tagged as dangerous. And they had a story. Joel Hoft had a story. Minnesota ICE incident looking more and more like George Floyd 2.0. And this just goes on. Just a long list of stories. And most of them would be stories that you and I have talked about on the Greg Belfrage Show. These are stories that have been out there. And so Google is demonetizing, now again, they're for folks who rely on, now I don't monetize what I'm doing on Facebook. I don't monetize what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm not monetizing any of this. I do this to get information out there, and I do it to interact with you. I enjoy rubbing shoulders with you on both the radio show as well as during the 4th hour. So I just enjoy interacting with you. I enjoy bringing up issues and seeing how you react and hearing your comments and, just debating these issues. So I am not monetized on Facebook. I'm not monetized on YouTube. I've not concerned myself with this. And part of the reason that I have not monetized myself is I don't want to start relying then on that income and then Google coming along and saying, no. We're going to demonetize you because of what you're talking about, because of what you're doing. And it's one of the reasons why I have begged so hard for you to please subscribe to the Greg Belfrage Show on YouTube. It's one of the reasons why I really am looking for more and more subscribers, is so that these points of view can get out there rather than YouTube trying to suppress it or, Google trying to suppress it. What has happened, I think, with big tech when it comes to information and their suppression of information is really kind of troubling to me. And so I don't monetize any of the work that I'm doing. You don't see ads coming up, as during the, other than those that YouTube is inserting themselves, but that's not me inserting those, that's YouTube. So to be on that stream then, but the effect that they are trying to have on information and the dissemination of information has really been kind of troubling to me. And I wanted to touch on that with you this morning. I'm going to leave it there for today. Again, I'm feeling some days are better than others. Some days I'm ready to go and I got more stuff for you and I dive right into it. And some days I feel like I ran a marathon. I get done and it's like, whoo. And you think, well, 3 hours, how hard can that be? 3 hours. It's like, I'm not used to thinking so hard, folks. I'm just not used to it. So anyway, I'm a little bit spent. If you are not a subscriber of mine on YouTube, please, picked up several more yesterday. Thank you. Makes a difference. I appreciate it. We're looking to build towards 600, so we're at 582. So if you're not a subscriber of the Greg Belfrage Show on YouTube, please become one. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit that like button. If you're on X, we're on all three platforms each and every day. If you're on X, please share it if you think it's meaningful content. I appreciate all of you. So that's it. You made it to the end of the video. You are part of my gallery of champions. Special salute for the Bunker Brigade. That's the crew on YouTube that's here each and every day. Appreciate all of you, regardless of what platform you're on. So until tomorrow, my friends, I'm underground and gone.